Today we have decided to have a puja of Virata in the land of Sri Krishna. As you know, in the growth of Sri Vishnu's manifestation, he comes into 10 incarnations, and ultimately he manifests himself as Virat. Virat is the brain of the being which can call as God Almighty. So the whole central nervous system is worked through by Sri Krishna as Vishnu, then all these incarnations, then Sri Krishna, and ultimately as Virat. This is the development of our brain. And when we are worshipping Virat, we have to know that within us also we have got the manifestation of this power of Virat. That manifestation which we have, we can call it as Virat if Sri Krishna is Mahavirata. You all know about Virat much more than I can tell you today, because is the whole, is the totality. And the totality of everything, if that is Virat, then that is in your brain. But reality is in your heart. So the totality you may see, you may witness. The reality is the subtlety behind it. So the brain, which is not ruled by the heart, which is not nourished by the heart, is a very dangerous thing, because it creates extroversion, and such a person who is without any heart tries to do things, becomes very ruthless and can be very dangerous. It could be the other way also within us. That if we allow our heart to rule us, only live with our emotions and not to use our rationality, then we can become really very dangerous people to ourselves. In the sense, we become lethargic, we become indulgent into wrong sort of things. And today what one feels that in America there is more dominance of the left side than of the right. Right side is our attention. And the right side of attention is, we can say, is the liver of God Almighty. So now when we have to talk of the totality, when we are part and parcel of the totality, and now we are awakened to that existence of ours as the part and parcel of the whole, then we have to realize to become the whole, we have to do something about it. Especially in the land of Sri Krishna, we have to work out this tremendous task of creating Viratas out of Sahajogis. After going through the various experiences of American Sahaja Yoga, I have reached a conclusion that we have to talk more frankly about things than we have been talking before. Why there is such a failure of Sahaja Yoga in this great country while there are so many seekers. The main point is that we do not realize that the left side is overpowering this country very much. There are people who are active, but the percentage is very low because of too much of affluence, too much of freedom, the idea of what's wrong in anything. People are going towards shamelessness, immoral life, self-indulgent. And this self-indulgence, to protect that, people always develop a kind of an ego which has no dynamism in it. So now the problem lies with Sahaja Yogis, not with Sahaja Yoga as such. When you see that the land is not so fertile, and here you have to work very hard, the responsibility of all the Sahaja Yogis in America is to go deep. You can see wherever the land is not fertile, the trees go very deep down. They dig very deep into the Mother Earth for the sap to be sucked in, and the same way they grow very high because the strength of their deepening gives them this great height. So they grow very tall and also they are very deep. In the same way, the Sahaja Yogis of America have to work out, because here it's so much superficiality and so much of frivolousness and also no meaning to their lives. They have no meanings at all, and they are just frittering away their lives with all nonsensical ideas about their emotions and their love and all those things. So what we need today are Sahaja Yogis who are right-sided, those who will produce results, those who will be dynamic. They don't have to worry that somebody is right-sided and he'll become right-sided. Actually, that is what is needed today. Unless and until you have people who are dynamic, we cannot work it out. It's a reaction in this country as well as in England, in many countries who dominated other people. Like you see in this place, which was actually originally belonged to some tribes of Indians, and the English, the Spanish, and all these Europeans came, killed them, and occupied here. It's a highway robbery, absolutely a highway robbery, because of their arrogance and their aggressiveness. They could not see that they were doing such a horrible thing. I mean, why call any names of Hitler? They are even worse than Hitler, because at least Hitler was taken to task, he was condemned, and people know that it was a mistake. But what about those who came all the way from there and killed so many people here and nicely having a very nice time everywhere as great Americans, and now they are trying to show off everywhere? Actually, it's such a sinful thing that is done, that all these souls which have died, I think, have possessed them. And now today, America is on the left-hand side. The right-hand side of Americans is finished now. They are on the left-hand side, guilty, feeling guilty, they are taking to indulgences. Once you go to the right side, see, you are very disciplined, and you become very ascetic by temperament, I should say, and you want to dominate others and you want to capture. But today the situation of England and America is just the same. In England, the same thing I find with Sahaja Yogis. They are just lovey-dovey types, you see, and all they love me and love me and love me. And I just don't understand. What's this going on? They all love me and they'll bring flowers for me. Finished. Is this the way we are going to work out Sahaja Yoga in that England and in this America? Mother, I love you very much, so what? So to become one part and parcel of the whole, a drop has to become the ocean. You have to become great people. You have to be responsible. And this lovey-dovey business that you have has to go out of your mind completely, otherwise Sahaja Yoga cannot work out in these two countries and you will be cursed one after another. There are shocks after shocks that are coming to this country as well as to England. But people are not learning any lessons from them. Still, it is all right, we get this disease, all right, then we glorify it. If we are suffering from ecological difference, still we are glorified. If we are using too much of machinery out of balance, still we are glorified. Because they just want self-indulgence. Just for self-indulgence, they don't want to see the point that what is going wrong with this country is that they do not see anything that is reality. And the reality, though it is in the heart, though it works in the heart, it has to act. This has to act. And if it does not act, this kind of a passive behavior is not going to help you. Now, at this old age of mine, I'm traveling from places to places. And I'm doing so much. Now, let us think about it. What have we done for Sahaja Yoga? Those who see you as sometimes as just some APs with disheveled hairs and something, that kind of a thing. This is the report I have from people who came to your centers and things like that. They're a set of CPs, you see, just like that. So the first thing a Sahaja Yogi has to do, has to make up something of his personality. In America is very important. They are studying, they are out of job, they are doing this, that. That sort of people are not going to help Sahaja Yoga at all. There will be liabilities on Sahaja Yoga. If you really want to do something, you have to become something. You have to study, you have to become something, you have to have some sort of a degree, diploma, something attached to you, have to mean something. Hippies cannot run Sahaja Yoga in America. They may run better in India, but not here. So one has to realize that what has gone wrong with us is that we are now following a very subtle way of the same trends that we have taken. After realization, open the door. After realization, we think that we are realized souls, that we have become yogis now, that we are realized souls. But one should see that we have become realized souls, no doubt. But whatever bindings we had before coming to Sahaja Yoga have become subtler. They have not expressed themselves as lights. Just we believe that we are Sahaja Yogis. We believe that we have vibrations. And also we can feel the vibrations. But still, we have not reached that state where we have become the totality. We have to still grow. And if you are settled down with your vibrations and thinking that you are all right, you are sadly mistaken. Whatever were our conditionings before coming to Sahaja Yoga, say you were a hippie. So the enlightenment has come, but then the idea of this love business is there. Supposing you were a businessman. So the enlightenment has come to you and you think that mother should help you in your business. That's what it is. Supposing now, if you were unmarried and you are married in Sahaja Yoga, then you want that your marriage should be successful in Sahaja Yoga. If there has been a problem in your health or something like that, then you have become a subtler person that you think, I ask help from mother. for that. But we do not think that what have we contributed to such. We had certain things which we thought were wrong, maybe that. But in Sahaja Yoga we do not see those things are with us, still continuing with us. To become Virata, we have to really examine ourselves without any anger, malice or anything, but see for ourselves. I know people who are small-minded, who have jealousies, and their jealousies continue. Supposing there's a good musician, they'll not appreciate if the other person is a musician. He will not appreciate, he will not encourage that person that really, I am a musician, he is also a musician, let me help him. So the small-mindedness that existed before still becomes in a glorified way. The person will think that, all right, I'm a musician and I sing very well and I'm singing Mother's praise. But anybody else who is singing will not be appreciated. To that extent, as you should expect, that you are a part and parcel of the whole. This hand, if it feels hurt, the another hand immediately helps it. In the whole body, you see, the system is so totally connected. As soon as you eat food, the digestive system starts working. But we should watch ourselves. If you have to become deeper, we have to watch ourselves, where are we lacking? Now, how does a tree grow? I have told you many times the story, that there's a little cell at the end of the root, and it knows. And it knows one purpose, that it has to become a tree. So it goes round, it sees a boulder or something, stone, goes round it, doesn't fight it. Because ultimately what we have to achieve is to become the tree. So we have to keep that in view, that we have to become the tree and not some sort of a small little frog here and there croaking about Sahaja Yoga. No, that's not going to work out. And this is what I find also very true about people in, say, England, same thing. The leaders are fighting, the leaders are trying to find out ways and methods how to improve the quality of Sahaja Yogis. But it's the Sahaja Yogis who have to know that the responsibility is theirs. They have to grow, they have to become Viratas. And this is America, where I told you is the place of Sri Krishna, where Sri Krishna became the Virata. Unless and until you see for yourself that we have to do this, we have to become this, we are still busy with our little silly problems. It's a vicious circle. As soon as you start worrying about your silly problems and your old stuff still becoming glorified in Sahaja Yoga, then you find the vicious circle starts working. It doesn't achieve anything. It doesn't give you good chances. It doesn't give you confidence. It's such a thing, it's like a packaging, as they call it. But as soon as you decide, no, I'm going to do it. You people are Sahaja Yogis. You know all about Kundalini. You know all about awakening. You know all about higher stages of attainment. Everyone is capable of giving realization to people. You know where the thing is stuck. Everything you know. But now, just think about it. How many of you have been able to do something about it? When people see you, their idea about you is very poor. They think that you are stuck up with your wives, so the wife is very dominating. So this is happening. Suddenly you go off. You see your child, worried about the child. Sometimes I'm surprised that once they are married, they have a child, then they become nothing but the parents of the child finished. Sahaja Yoga is finished. Then the child becomes important. But the blessings become the bindings. So you have to watch within yourself that we are here for liberation, for complete freedom. But in the subtle way, all these things go on binding you. And you are attached to it. And you don't know how they are still tagging you down. They don't allow you to fly. They don't give you the freedom. That is your own right to have it. So even if I make an aeroplane, I do everything, put the fuel into it, I say everything, but it doesn't want to fly. So what do you do with such an aeroplane which doesn't want to fly? This sort of a situation is there. And this situation makes you so limited and so dwarfy. How will you grow? Unless and until you grow and you show that in your day-to-day life, into your personality, into everything, I assure you nobody is going to be impressed by you. Sahaja Yoga is not going to work by advertisement, nor by my photographs. It's going to work by your work, by your responsibility, by your shouldering Sahaja Yoga. It's your responsibility to spread Sahaja Yoga and to establish it. But first of all, your shoulders should be strong. You are still out of job. You are still somebody hanging in the air. You are still somebody who will not even look at you. Then how can you carry on your shoulders? So first thing is to build yourself inside as well as outside. But such a vicious circle, I tell you, if you do not go deep into yourself, you cannot also get the outside. So it works hand in hand. As soon as you start building yourself inside, you'll be amazed how things will work out, how you'll become dynamic, how you'll become great. But you get involved into things which are very small and transitory. So as I told you before, we are seeking the eternal. So the transitory things are to be only used very temporarily. What we need is not so important. If you can understand this thing clearly, that we still are not free, not detached from all the things we had before Sahaja Yoga, and they have become subtler and subtler and subtler. And we are still only using Sahaja Yoga for that purpose and not for spreading the light. So what's going to happen? This is absolutely to be understood within yourself. Sometimes my lectures, you see, are little harsh. People think that mother had to say these things. This is also out of my love for you and out of my love for this country. You have to really see to yourself, what are we? Where are we? We are not going to end up, because Sahaja Yogis we had were subnormal people in the society. If you see the gurus, how they spread themselves, though they are false, they are useless, but everybody knows about somebody who comes up in 2 months' time. All over the world you can hear about that person. What they do, they go and first of all see the people who are successful, who are prominent in the city. They never bother about people who are drug addicts or who are suffering from diseases. No, nothing doing. They have done no business with them. They'll just attack the people who are very successful, who are very rich, because they are on top of the society. So they'll go and meet people and make contacts with them and ask them and this and that, and then they call them for the program, give them all the importance, everything. Then people start thinking, oh God, what a great thing it is to be here. Then pamper their ego a little bit. That's how they spread. But there's no reality in it. There's nothing special about it. It's all useless, it's all artificial. But that is how they sell themselves. Though we do not want to sell ourselves, we have to know that unless and until we have some remarkable qualities, people are not going to look at us, because whatever has happened is within ourselves and nobody sees the light. It's like a light which is burning, which is covered completely. So I have seen that. I went to Colombia. In Colombia, you'll be amazed that people had never known me, they had never heard my name. But I don't know why. But the crowds were so much that I couldn't enter into the compound. And with some or other I was pushed into it. Then in the hall was impossible. People were hanging on, I thought they were hanging from the top, just sitting on the thing to watch me or what. So many people in every direction, in every height, I found people there. I didn't know how to settle them down. But they listened to me very carefully, this thing. 2 days we had a program, 2 days the crowds were there. And then when they had the follow-on, they came, next day they disappeared. Same thing in Greece, same thing in Turkey. So there's definitely something wrong with us. Now there's a course coming up, people are trying to do the course business, but one should know it is not knowledge without love. It is love and knowledge. So how you talk to them, how you deal with them is there. But your dynamism is going to impress them. You can see the film we saw yesterday in which the music was there. Now what was it? There the energy was dynamic. The energy was dynamic with the music and everything, and that was showing. So you see, you got engrossed into it. So the movement of that energy, the dynamism of that energy really got you engrossed. But to be afraid that you'll become right-sided is nonsensical. Now you are in the center. How can you become right-sided? This kind of argument is only to support lethargy. They're not to have any discipline. I was surprised that in Shudi camp, where we have established a school for meditation, people come every weekend just to spend the weekend. They get up at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, whenever they feel like. They are on holidays in Shudi camp. And 2 days they'll stay there without any meditation, without anything. We have come to mother's house, finished. Mother has to do all the job for them. I mean, for a Saj Yogi, it is minimum of minimum that they should get up early in the morning, have their bath and sit down for pujas. It's a common thing. All Indians do that way. It's a practice. Suddenly this country or these countries have gone into a kind of a lethargic, nonsensical life. Otherwise, this country also used to do the same thing. And sleeping also, you have to sleep early if you want to. But one has to think that we have to change our lifestyle. We have to change our attitudes. So many things. See, like I said, simple things. Like I said, the day you want to wash your hair, put a lot of oil in your hair and then wash. You'll become bald. Imagine all bald Saj Yogis walking. They'll think your mother has so many hair and what about your hair? In food also. Too much, like I don't know here what is the situation, but in England I find they take so much of tea, all the time the kettle is on the thing. I mean, people are amazed when people come to Ganpati Puja also in India. We don't take tea so many times. I mean, twice at the most. The whole day people want tea there. They don't understand how can they go on drinking tea at 1 o'clock in the night. It's like the alcohol has become subtler tea. Otherwise, how do you explain? You can't take alcohol, so let's have tea. Then settle down nicely. We are having cup of tea. In England, very common. Sit down nicely, cup of tea. What work have you done that you are settling down like that? Then whenever they'll come, as if they have dug up something or they have done the English channel. They'll come, and even on the television you see people, they come down. I don't understand. You'll never find any Indian doing that. After all, in that heat also. He'll never say that. Because you think too much. Just think, don't do anything about it. Like you file, you see, make a file. Tomorrow is Mother's Puja, all right, we'll have this, filed it. At the Puja it's not there. Why? It's in the file. And anything that is before your realization, like people have an idea like this, how to avoid work. See, labor saving. Labor saving is a very great asset of the Western people. So the labor saving, how they will do, supposing you say, please telephone to such a person. Mother, I think he may not be there. Baba, you telephone and find out. So the explanation comes from the brain. It may not. So nothing can be achieved. So first the labor saving was that, oh, this is anti-culture, this is so bad, everything's so bad, we should start a very natural life, we should lead a very natural thing, and that we should become primitive and all that. So from that, if you grow from that area, if you grow into Sahaja Yoga, you become subtler. So the subtler things that they become is this way, that now as it is, you see, we should not do too much of everything. It's too much. It is too much. If you talk to somebody about Sahaja Yoga, they'll say, it's too much for me. Why, you have no brain, or what is it? What is too much? You can't take it? Oh, it's too much. It's a very common experience with me, that when I talk to people, they would say, it's too much. I mean, your brain, is it a limited brain, or what is it that you can't listen to me, what I'm trying to tell you? And once you start developing this kind of attitude, the nourishment cannot reach you. Supposing the trees say, oh, it's too much, then how are they going to grow? Nothing is too much. I have to grow. I have to take all the nourishment. I have to become something. I have to do such a lot. What have I done? Nothing so far. Never be satisfied with yourself. I mean, some people who saw my program, they were all shocked. How Mother is going to do it? I said, I know I'm going to do it. If I have to do it, I'll do it. So this is what should be attitude. When you love me, I'm your ideal. You must know that. If you love me, then what are you doing about it? I'm your ideal. You have to reach my style. Otherwise, Sahaja Yoga won't work out in these countries which have taken to lethargy as a great culture. Like I asked somebody, what about your bathing? Why don't you take bath? These days it is out of fashion to take bath. Everything seems to be out of fashion. Whatever is in fashion is horrid. It's very fashionable, is another thing people say. It's very fashionable. And whatever is fashionable looks so ugly to me. Now, if you have to take to the search culture, you have to know that we have to have a discipline in our life. We have to have education, we have to have a place, we have to have a position in the society. Because we are not sitting in the Himalayas, somewhere, lost in the Himalayas, sitting there and just doing our tapasya. Tapasya is here, where you live. Otherwise, if you say that, all right, we have to go to Himalayas and there we have to do tapasya in the cold winds, oh, that's very good. Because that looks like something, so you might have a name or something like that. But tapasya is here. The detachment has to be worked out here. You get involved into all these things. In a way, sometimes surprises me. The amount of involvement you have in the things which existed in gross form, they have become subtler and you are still bound by them. There's no freedom. And that's why when you see something absurd happening, you see something funny happening in Sahaja Yoga, it's just a symptom of that thing becoming subtler within us and is expressing itself. Like sometimes you may not see fire, but it exists, and suddenly you find a blast. So transformation, of course, means evolution. It also means that whatever basis you had, you have to evolve out of it. Like a flower blossoming and then becoming the fruit. But it has to drop out many things. And then with the nature, one has to see such a union. In the nature, if you see, it sucks the water. Then the water is evaporated by the sun. Then it becomes the cloud. And then the cloud waits because the leaves drop out. In the winter time, they nourish the tree with their nitrogen. When the time is ready, then these clouds pour down and again nourish the trees. Such a complete balance is in the nature. If it was not, I tell you, we would have said all bald-headed lands here. If you go to any forest, it's so clean. You never have any bad smell anywhere whatsoever. There are animals, there are tigers, there are this. You never get any smell anywhere. You never even get the smell of a tiger. But if you put the tiger in a cage, then he starts smelling. He's so much bathed in the nature, lives with the nature. And in such balance, it's such an understanding among all the animals, everything. I don't know how they keep it so clean. But as soon as you get some smell, you'll find out there must be some human being somewhere. Or some untidiness. It's so organized. How the leaves grow according to the sun's rays, how they organize themselves, how they build up themselves. So if we really have to get to the nature of Sahaja Yoga, we should get all these blessings by which we should prosper. Not, in money and things, but in every way. So it should not be a set of people who are just sort of parasites. And I wish for you that you understand what I am saying today. And I request you, all of you, to be alert and dynamic and work it out. Each single person has to come up. It's not going to work out if you wear some saffron clothes and go on singing Hare Rama, Hare Krishna on the street. No, it's not going to work out. Nor it is going to work out if you say we are Sahajogis, we are such people, and this and that. Nothing. You have to be something. So on one side, the dynamism is to be used for yourself, and the dynamism is to be used for Sahaja Yoga. You need not now worry about right-sidedness. It's very common, even in, this happened, I found in Holland, that they said, I married one girl, very dynamic girl, to someone, and the husband said, Mother, she doesn't help me. I said, why? He said, because I'm afraid I'll become right-sided. I said, but why did I marry you to this left-sided fellow? That you become left-sided. Left-sided is a very good thing, because you don't have to do anything. Just have to say, I don't want to become right-sided, that's all. But right-sidedness means you have to look. You have to be alert, you have to be clever, and you have to know everything. You'll sit in the sun, burn your skins, but look at the sun. Are we on the sun line or on the moon line? So the swing of all the Western people is now on the left-hand side. Drinking, pubs, like in 24 hours, they sleep, say maybe 14 hours, maybe 18 hours. Rest of the time they drink, that's all. We have one house being built next to us. When we shifted there, they said it's practically finished now, still finishing. It will take at least 3 years more, maybe, may never finish. It's like the mathematics, you see, you have this, that there was a work and somebody came, he did 8 1/10 and ran away. Then somebody came, did 1/20 and ran away. Then somebody came, he did 1/40 and ran away. When will the work finish? It will never finish with such running away people. Never finish. Same thing is Sahaja Yoga. If you put mathematically, Sahaja Yoga can never be established in America if we add up more and more of this kind of people. So much is happening in this country. But you have to see those people, you have to meet those people who are at the helm of affairs, who are the people who matter, who are scientific, who are talking about something sensible. You have to talk to them, get to them. We don't need cinema actors and actresses, but we need people who are dynamic. And this may work out if you put your minds to it and we have something to show them. I would say that Austria is one place where Sahaja Yoga has worked very well. Milan is another place, and where most of them are professionals. It's very surprising. In modern times, we are living. We are not living in those ancient times where the Rishi Munis used to sit under a tree and the kings used to come and touch their feet. It's the other way around. The Rishi Munis have to go and talk to the kings. So when we believe that we are Sahajogis, we have to know that in a subtle way we are still caught up into the webs of our own understanding about life. So that we have to change. Life for us is nothing but Sahaja Yoga, and Sahaja Yoga is nothing but enlightening ourselves and others. So I hope you will listen to my lecture today, you will take the tapes home and listen to them again and again. Also, there's a warning from people that, Mother, what they do is to take one tape for one center and everybody listens it and then finished. When you all should have one tape each. Even that people don't. Not only that, but now it might be after some time only one tape in circulation in one country. May circulate. Say today in New York, tomorrow in Boston, like that. You have to listen to it again and again. Sit down with you, paper and pencil, see for yourself what I'm saying. Every tape should be with you. I mean, these horrible gurus' tapes, you can hear them in every car, in every place. Everyone, they have it. And why is it? Sahaja Yogis don't have any tapes with them. You can make copies. But if you can get it free, they'll like to have. That's the first thing. What we can get free, cheaply, easily. If you try to save money, the money tries to save itself. It's a mutual understanding. It's as simple as this. Supposing you open only one door, no air will come in. You open the other door, the air will start flowing. It's a circulation. All this can be your own knowledge too. I need not say anything. This is all in your brains. Only open out yourself. You are not free people. If you are free like me, you will see all these things coming from your own brains. Especially for America, I really, as you know, I'm working very hard and I want to work it out. Because if America is not all right, my Vishuddhi is not going to be all right. It's going to trouble me throughout. So you have to take it up upon yourself. I don't say take the cross. You don't have to sacrifice anything, but you have to be just aware about what are we doing, where are we. And on top of that, Sahaja Yogis think they are obliging. Sahaja Yoga and me too. This is something is to be explained this way. I don't need Sahaja Yoga. You need Sahaja Yoga. And everybody needs Sahaja Yoga. You had in this country people like, such great people you had. And you not mention persons like Abraham Lincoln who gave such great ideas to the whole world. Why not you people be great? He was a realized soul, all right, but he didn't know anything about Ida, Pingala and Sushumna. Why can't you become great like him? So on a Virata Puja, we have to decide that we are all going to express the conception that was once the Virat as reality in our lives. This is what we have to pray from our heart. And that's a very good occasion today to do that, because we are sitting in a place where there were so many of these aboriginal people, to call them anything, they were so sensible. As in America, you say brass tacks. They knew the principles, how to lead a real spiritual life. They were very free people, extremely free, and so detached. So if you do not correct yourself, then there will be problem on collectivity. If there's a problem in collectivity, it will reflect on you, because you are part and parcel of the whole. If there's a problem in the whole being, there's a problem for you. And if there's a problem in one part, there's a problem for the whole being. Even Roosevelt, who was your president, once said that poverty anywhere is a threat to prosperity everywhere. He could see this point so clearly. You see, all these things show us that this is a country of Virata. When they talk of collectivity, they have all the communications which are important. Every sort of communication is important. But for Sahajogis, it has to be very subtle, very dynamic, very beautiful, very loving, very impressive, magnetic. Then only the communications will work. There's no harm in wearing very nice dresses. There's no harm in wearing nice doesn't mean expensive, but means which are sensible, dignified. We have to build up our personalities, that people should feel that, oh, this is something, eh? And your children will also learn from you. There's no question of feeling that you will be driven into ego or anything. That's finished now. Ego is finished here. There's no ego. What I find here is a justification for doing nothing, that we do not want to do anything because our ego will come up. Very clever. So with all this, one has to know that we are selected people, we are chosen people of God. He must have selected us with some purpose. Otherwise, there are so many people in this country. You are the foundation. And you have to be solid people to be the foundation. Must know our own glory, our own speciality, that why we are selected. Of all the people, why are we there? Then, what are we doing about it? In normal life, we do see that way. Like if somebody is selected for a post or something, out of many, then he thinks, oh, must be something about me. I must show my value. I must show my value. I must show my work, you see. And he works hard to prove that this selection was good. But in Sahaja Yoga, it's the other way around. You take it for granted. Oh, we are something great. So now settle down with yourself. Have a cup of tea. I hope it has been understood why I am saying so, because I am really concerned about America. So many negative forces are working here, and we have to improve. So many things, such a big responsibility, such a big country, such a vast country, so much perversion, so much nonsensical ideologies. I mean, endless. Even if you get 15 Gorbachevs, you cannot change this country. It's gone amok. Everybody is an individual. This mad place. One Gorbachev can change that country which has much more population. But no one can change this country unless and until you people decide to do something about it. So I'm told some people are frustrated because there are not so many Sahajogis are coming. But maybe something wrong with you. Maybe that you are not deep enough and that you are not so much impressive. You have to change your lifestyle. You have to be smart people and Spartan. I hope again and again that after this Virata's Puja, you all will come up on the stage as great Viratas. May God bless you all. Have some water. The people from the center can come up, those who are leaders of the centers can come up here from different places.
The leaders of the centers, please come forward. The children go all backwards. 3 meters.
Yes, thank you. Who has taught you to wear this sari? Huh? Who? Leslie. Leslie, we can't tell you. There's a Maharashtrian girl here, call her.